What a great way to start off the reading challenge. Slight spoilers. I feel betrayed myself, but I'm a romance girly at heart. I'm so not doing great. Like, it's not that deep, it's just word on paper. As you can hear, I am sick. Enough yapped, let's get back into it. Hello and welcome to a new video. And so I was like, you know what? So yeah, I wasn't originally planning on doing one of these this month, but I had a lot of fun with the last one. And I have 2 days, so tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. No wait, tomorrow and then the day after tomorrow, so like in 2 days time, when I have nothing. And so I thought, why not use this time to just get through a lot of the books on my TBR, start off the year with a good start and have a bit of fun. So basically we are going to try and do 10 hours tomorrow. So tomorrow is Sunday. We're gonna try and do 10 hours on Sunday, 4 hours on Monday evening, because on Monday I do have class literally from 9 till 6 o'clock. So we're gonna try and do 4 hours on the Monday evening, and then the last 10 hours on Tuesday, because then I'm literally leaving on Wednesday for Dublin. So that also adds like a time constraint in that if I don't read the right amount of hours on these days, then I will not have time to finish the challenge, because if I don't finish it before Dublin, then I'm not finishing it, you know what I mean? The last one, it was a bit more spread out. I had it over 3 days plus then little half hours here and there in between those 3 days, because it was like 3 days but spread over a week, if that makes sense. Which, to be fair, like I do cheat on these. It's not even really cheating, but like I'll do a day when I read like 9 hours, and then in between the next day I won't be able to read, but I'll still get half an hour done and I'll count it, and then it's the day after when I do like the actual, again, 9 hours. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does in my head. Anywho, enough yapping, let's get into the TBR for today's video. So here we go. So basically this TBR is just like the TBR that I pulled out during my TBR video at the beginning of the month. Because I like to use these challenges to like get through as many of them as possible and as quick as possible, so that way I actually like complete the TBR that I set myself for the month. So the first book is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. Then we have The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen, and then the second book, because this series is basically 3 interconnected duologies, so I would read this book and then I'd read the second book. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, although to be honest, I really don't see myself picking this up in 24-hour reading challenge because it's just so big, it would take like a whole day. And I want to get through as many books as possible. So I think this probably won't get picked up, but who knows, maybe I'll pick it up at the very, very end. Then we have The Serpent and the Winds of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and so then the second book in this duology, which honestly there's a high chance this will get picked up because I cannot wait to read it. And then last but not least we have The Favourites by Lane Fargo, which honestly might be the first or at least second book that I pick up in this TBR, in this 24-hour reading challenge, because I cannot wait to read it, and I feel like nothing is more January than ice skating, you know what I mean? I think this is very like an on-theme book. So yeah, so we're just going to try and get through as many of these books as possible within the 24-hour time period, and we're hopefully going to read the whole 24 hours before we have to leave. So we have 3 days, we have really 2.5 days in which we can read for 24 hours, and obviously I need my sleep, as I said in the first one, so it won't be like a straight on. There will be very clear, like no getting up part earlier than 6, no going to bed later than 11, that kind of stuff, because my sleep is so important to me, and if I don't get a good night's sleep, then you don't want to see me when I haven't had enough sleep. But yeah, so honestly, without any further ado, grab yourself a nice warm drink to help ward off any winter colds. As I'm sure you can hear, I myself have a slightly sore throat. Then you grab yourself a nice warm drink, get yourself somewhere cozy, and let's get right on into this video. Okay, so it is early in the morning and it is time to start the 24-hour reading challenge. Wow, my screen is dirty. So I have my book with me. We're just gonna sit here and read for a couple of hours before I have to get up, have breakfast, all that stuff. I guess we might as well get started. There we go. Okay, so I've been reading for about 2 hours. I'm about, wait a second, 160 pages in. I guess I was warned going into it that it was messy, that like it wasn't necessarily a romance story, it wasn't clean, it was messy, the characters were like petty and all that, but I was still like, not a romance reader girly at heart, but I'm a romance girly at heart. Like me and my sister said, I'm a lover girly. Like out of the Taylor Swift albums, Lover is my favourite. I'm a lover girly, so I kind of don't like that, like they're not the main couple, obviously, because that's not what this book's about, but the main characters who were also in a couple are being so mean to each other. Like they're not together anymore and they haven't seen each other for 3 years. Wait a second, there's this line and I was like, why are you doing this to me? I'm not for this. His love for me hadn't been motivation enough to reach his full potential. His hatred, though, that made him capable of anything. Like, that made me so sad to read because I know I love. I like people being happy together. I don't like people being mean to each other. But I'm not liking that part. But like, I was warned. I was warned it was going to be messy and drama filled, and that the main character's like mean and everything. But I hope it works out. I hope it works out. I don't even know if it will, but I don't think it's gonna end well, the book. I just can't imagine it would with how it started, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm about, wait a second, I'm about 360 pages into this book. I've got about 100 pages left. It's been 19 hours, no wait, it's been 5 hours. I've got 19 hours left. I have not been reading this book for 19 hours. This book has been slower than I thought. Like, not the story. The story is, I'm obsessed. I love it. But just the time it's been taking me to read it has been a bit longer than like I thought it would be. But I guess it is like 460 pages. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here, read the last few pages. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this so far. I live for the drama. Living for the drama. And luckily, like, the two main characters, though, it is kind of like BJ and Magnolia, but like with ice skates, in that they're both like, they're completely obsessed with the other, they love each other, but they're also like really toxic, and they're also not the smartest people, so like they do things to hurt the other because they themselves are hurt. Like, it's not at all a healthy relationship, but oh my god, I love it. And I think this book is so good, and I love ice skating. I love me like a niche, like a theme. It's like about ice skating, or they have one Hugo, which is about like Hollywood. I really like that, so I'm really into this because ice skating is just so fascinating to me. And it's a good book to start off this reading challenge because while it might be like a slower read, it's definitely not a boring read. Like, I am 100% invested and I want to know where the story's going, because honestly you do not know where the story's going, but you know like it ends badly, and so it literally, you have no choice but to keep reading it. It's out of your hands because you want to know what happens at the end that makes it such a scandal, you know? So I'm just gonna sit here, try and finish it, and then move on to the next book. I finished it. I really enjoyed this book. It took me about 6 hours to read it, so that was longer than I thought, but oh my god, it was beautiful. And it ended so well. I was so worried it was gonna end badly, and it didn't. It ended beautifully. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was the perfect amount of like messy at first, but then beautiful at the end. You know what I mean? Because like, obviously you start off with these characters, they're teenagers, they're 16 years old, so it makes sense. Like, they're not mature, they're gonna be messy, they're gonna be toxic, and then at the end they're in their 30s, and you really do actually see that character growth throughout the whole story. You see them getting older and more mature and realizing that like what they wanted when they were kids doesn't necessarily correspond to what they want now, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love this book so much. Honestly, 4.5, if not 5 stars. What a great way to start the reading challenge. I loved it. I loved it. This is definitely, well, favourite read of the year. It's my second read of the year, but still, it was everything I could have wanted from it. I think next I'm probably going to read one of the other standalones on my physical TBR. So I think I'm going to go with Our Infinite Fates. Just an easy breezy romantasy. I don't think it's going to be that deep. I think it's going to be a good read, and I think it'll probably be the quickest to get through out of what's on my TBR. But yeah, so I'm going to get through. I hope I'll be able to finish it today. I want to read for another 4 hours at least today, so probably in those 4 hours I'll be able to finish it. I hope. We'll find out. But yeah, so if I get through another 4 hours, then I'll be at 12 hours left. No, I'll be at 14 hours left, and that is, we'll see if I can do more. We'll see if I will do less. That's fine. It is 16 hours. There's 16 hours left. Sorry, so I read for about 8 hours, I think. I'm not doing too good. My sister is sick and she's made me sick, so I'm a bit sick. So like, lying in bed reading is a good thing, but I'm starting to get to the point where I want to go to bed, and it's only 7 o'clock in the evening. But I've been reading Our Infinite Fates. I'm about halfway through. I'm at page 182. So it's going not bad. It's a good book to read when you're sick, because it demands absolutely no mental effort at all. It's just like an easy breezy romantasy, nothing deep about it. I am enjoying it. It's not as good as the favourites, but it's not a bad book. I'm too tired and dead to form logical thought, so I'm probably going to read for max another hour. So that means I've read 9 hours today, so it's a little less than I wanted, but I'm still okay with it. I'm gonna go have a hot drink, get something to eat, and then I'm just gonna come lie in bed and read until I go to sleep. Okay, so it is, I think, about 8:30. I'm so not doing great because like this book I'm not hugely invested, so it's like hard.
That's what she said.
But with my like sick brain and the fact that I'm not hugely invested, it's hard to like read a reasonable pace. I'm reading it quite slowly. I'm getting easily distracted. So I think I'm gonna do max a half hour of reading and then I'm gonna go to bed. So that means today I will have done about 8.5 hours reading, which is less than I want to do. I want to do 10, but that's fine. I'm sick. I'm excusing myself from this. Like, I'm not gonna force myself to read when I'm sick and my brain is not in it. But hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna be better. That's why I'm going to sleep early as well, so I can get better tomorrow, and I'll be able to read some more. And the day after, hopefully I'll be fully cured and I'll be able to just do the rest of how many hours will be left. Okay, so it is the next day. Wait a second. It is 11, no, not even slightly. It's 9:47. I have not read at all today. I've been really busy. I've had school all day. As you can hear, I am sick. Last night I did read a bit longer than planned. I got to down to 14 hours 40 left. I have this much left. I am tired. I've had a long day, but we have 14 hours or 15 hours almost left to finish, and that's not gonna finish itself. So tonight we're probably not gonna do much. I want to get about 4 hours of reading done today. That's probably not gonna happen. So I'm gonna finish this book at the very least. We'll see how long it takes me. We'll see how much time I got left. But yes, I'm just gonna lie in bed and read this book. I think I also just need to finish this book and move on to something else. I'm probably going to read, I don't know, I might pick something not on my TBR, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And we're gonna finish this and then I'll get back to you. I finished it. I finished it with 13 hours 55 left on the clock, and I absolutely hated the ending. Slight spoilers, skip ahead if you don't want to get spoiled, but obviously there's like a whole reincarnation thing during like the present reincarnation one that we spend the most time in. She is insistent that she wants to stay in this one. It's like her one goal is to obviously to grow old past 18, but then to grow old in like the life she's in, and that gets brought up multiple times. It's a driving point for her. She really wants it, and then it doesn't happen. Like, but she does get to go, just in a different life. What? No. Why make that such a thing? Why give us that hope that that could happen when it was never going to? Like, no. As it is, the book was like mid. I'll possibly be unhauling it. I didn't love it. It was weird. It was like it was written to be a YA, and then the author was like, wait, no, and added some swear words and a saucy scene or two. It was really weird because the very start was YA as hell, but then the main characters were swearing, there were some sexual references, but I wasn't a huge fan of our male main character. There we go, that's how you say it. I just thought that he was not even mid, like he was described as oh no, he wasn't, that was another character. Yeah, exactly, there was this whole other character. It was like the storyline never got finished. It just happened. It was very weird. Plus the ending felt very out of place with the rest of the book. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. Okay, so here's the sitch. I was really sick the day after I filmed that, and then the day after that I left for Dublin. Luckily I got better when I was in Dublin and Belfast, that was good, but I obviously didn't get to finish the challenge. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick up where we left off. So we have still got 14 hours left on the clock, so it will basically be like I will have done 10 hours before Dublin and 14 hours after Dublin, and that's just how it's gonna be because that's the only way that this challenge is gonna get finished, and I really want to finish it because I set the challenge for a reason, you know. It wasn't just to give up halfway, even if like it wasn't giving up, it was I was actually sick, like full on aching all over. Spent the whole day in bed just half sleeping, full on sick. In the first 10 hours we only got through 2 books, so then what we're gonna do is the 14 hours really, with like 13 hours 55 minutes is gonna get split up over today, like this afternoon, and then tomorrow. We're gonna try not to do like too much this afternoon, so that tomorrow we've got like 10 whole hours of reading, because the whole point of a 24-hour reading challenge is like to read as much as possible. It's not to just like read 1 hour over 24 days, you know. We'll probably get it down to 10 hours and then we'll read the last 10 hours tomorrow. That's kind of the goal. Obviously if like I'm really in a book, I'm not going to stop myself from reading, but we're going to finish this 24-hour challenge tomorrow. It will just have been split over like 4 days, so like 2 days and then 2 days. I can't control being sick, unfortunately. Anywho, the next book that we are going to read, so I'm between these two. I want to read, because basically I've realized this month I have read almost exclusively like non-fantasy books outside of I Infinite Faith, but for me that was really more romantasy. Like it was romance with a side plot of fantasy, and that's just like, that's not who I am. I am a fantasy reader first and foremost, and so I have a very strong craving for like a good proper fantasy series. And so we're gonna go into one of these two because that way, like, I don't get this series, I just get duology, but still like two good fantasy books. I do not know which one I want to go into first because I know they're both gonna give me the hit I need, or at least if I don't know that, but I just from what I know of them, I feel like they both could give me the hit I need. I think, oh, this is a tough choice. If I just eeny, meeny, miny, moe it. There we go, we're gonna put them both here. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by his toe. If it schools, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. My mother told me to do the very best and you are it. We're gonna read The Serpent on Wings tonight and we're very happy about it. There is a high chance I will get through this, the second book, and then get onto the Bridge Kingdom. So we'll probably read both of them. Okay, so I am about 100 pages in. It has been 1 hour of reading. I am loving it so far. It is really, really good. It's literally everything I expected. Really loving the writing style. I like just the way it's written and our main character and everything. So I am going to keep reading, but I'm just going to get myself like a drink, get a little snack, and then I'm just going to come back and continue. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Did not see the hour go past. It's like really, really easy to read. I'm just so invested and I'm only 100 pages in. Like, it's crazy. This is exactly what I was looking for. I needed a good fantasy book and this is like a good fantasy book. I am loving this so far. I am 280 pages in. It's crazy. Got some like thoughts about things. I'm interested to see where that goes, but oh my god, this is, I was looking through my Fable. I don't think I've read a good new like pure fantasy like I used to read this when I was younger since May when I read Throne of Glass. But oh my god, this is like scratching that itch. It is filling that hole. That's what she said. It is giving. It is literally everything I expected it to be. I am intrigued. Really intrigued to see where it's going. And also, can we talk about how beautiful it is? Like, the chapter heads, they're really pretty. And then each part, they have a little, like, part 1, part 2, part 3, they have a little drawing. And it's just really beautiful. And it's, like, really simple as well. But I just think it's really pretty. It is perfect. I cannot wait to finish this, to go on to the next one, but at the same time, like, I don't want to stop because I'm loving them so much. It reminds me of why I love fantasy books and how I will always be a fantasy girly. Like, this is the kind of books that I live for. These are the books that like make me love reading, and ugh, I'm loving it so far. But anywho, enough yap, let's get back into it. We have finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night. That was the third book. Yeah, that's right, third book that I've read. There are 8 hours and 16 minutes left. I read this in 5 hours and a half, 5.5 hours, which I feel like makes sense because it's like 560 pages. I loved it. The ending, I did, some of my predictions were correct. I was happy about that. Literally, now I'm going to bed. But I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and get right into book 2 because oh my god, I cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing. This book was so much better than I thought, although I wouldn't say that it was enemies to lovers. I would say it was like typical fantasy male main character asshole to lovers, you know? And again, I wouldn't say it's enemies to lovers back to enemies. Enemies on paper, as in they are technically on opposing sides of something, but I wouldn't say they're enemies. We'll see in book 2, but yeah, I cannot wait to start book 2 tomorrow. But first, I need to go to bed because I'm tired. It is the next morning, and I'm just gonna get started on the next book. I got on my Kindle, and yeah, I'm just gonna lie here and read it. Okay, so it has been about an hour. We've got 7 hours left on the clock. I've gotten 13% into the book. It's one of those pick up where it left off on, which is good because I struggle sometimes when there's like a sequel and it doesn't pick up immediately after, and because it kind of, especially when I read them back to back, it kind of interrupts the pacing of it and it bugs me. But this one luckily has, and I am loving it so far. But yeah, I'm going to get up get some breakfast, and then probably read a bit downstairs. And I redyed my hair. You can't really tell here, but it was lacking colour. Also, when I was doing that, I was just going on TikTok, and I saw like order to read the Chris Woodman books, and I thought previously that you were supposed to read the two like first books and then the novella, the Six Scorched Roses novella. That is not true. You're supposed to read book 1, the novella, and book 2. So I stopped reading book 2 and I started reading the novella. So I did about half an hour reading during breakfast. I'm about 30% into the novella. Oh shit, dropped my Kindle. I'm enjoying it. Obviously it's just a novella, so that's like good because it means I get to check more books off. But yeah, so I'm just probably gonna lie back in bed and finish this novella, and then maybe I'll move out when I go back to reading the second book, so The Ashes of the Star Coast King. Wait, The Ashes and the Star Coast King? I can never remember. I'm just gonna get right into it. We finished it. It took me 5 hours 30 left on the timer, so it took me an hour and a half to read, which is, I feel, a decent time for 150 pages. I really liked it. It didn't feel rushed, but it also felt like we got enough development. It was more slow paced than The Serpent Wings Night. It was more like a love story and a science story, and I really like Lilith. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Lilith and Vale in book 2. But anyway, time waits for no man or woman, and so I'm gonna go make myself a warm drink. Okay, so it has been about an hour, 4 hours 39 left on the clock. I've just been sat here reading. I'm at 23%, so I haven't gone very far. Probably because it has been stretched out over like a week. It does feel a lot longer than the last one, and I am looking forward to it being over, because although it has been a lot of fun and I have been absolutely loving the book, I'm enjoying this book very much. I will definitely get this book finished in time, but not by a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I won't really have time. I'll start on the book but I won't get very far into that other book. But yes, I've literally just been sat on the sofa reading, and I will say, as much as I love the feel of a physical book, there's something just so convenient about a Kindle, because like it's so much easier to hold. You don't necessarily have to turn the page, so if you just want to like lie down and read, a Kindle is just, it's perfect. But I wouldn't sacrifice the feel of a physical book for that, because I like having those little trophies on my bookshelves. I like the feel of a physical book and everything. But Kindle, sometimes you're in a Kindle mood, you know, and lately I've been in a Kindle mood, so luckily I'm reading books on Kindle. But anyway, I'm enjoying this second book so far. It is now the afternoon. I've just been lying in bed reading for the past hour and a half. I'm at 52% of the book. I think I've got like 2 hours 30, 2 hours 40 left. I just wanted to say the book, I'm really enjoying it, but it annoyed me because like not my pet peeve, because like it's not something that happens in real life, but like something I hate is traitors. Like, I hate traitors in book series. People who like pretend to be on the main character's side and are actually like against them. I hate that. I hate it when people like pretend to be on their side and then betray them, especially when it's like people who have been like the main character's friend for a while and like the betrayal's only recent, if that makes sense. Like, if it was a newcomer, then okay, like that sucks, but it's the fact that like it's someone who is their friend, like it's genuinely like my pet peeve. And obviously, well, that does happen in the book. I'm not gonna tell you who, no spoilers, but yeah, that has happened. It has annoyed me so much. I am enjoying it so far. It's just, yeah, that I read that and I was just like getting really unnecessarily angry at this fictional character. Like, it's not that deep, it's just word on paper, but at the same time, like, oh my god, it got me so riled up. There you go, you see that? The end. I finished it. I did finish it before the end of the time. I was so worried I wouldn't. I finished it with literally 20 minutes to spare. So I obviously have to find something else to read in these last 20 minutes. I'm probably not going to do them right now because it's only 20 minutes. I'm going to take a break right now because I need to go and make dinner. So I'm probably going to like make dinner, then come back, read those last 20 minutes. But I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to pick out yet. We'll see what entices me when I get to it. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really good. I don't have any words except like it was really good. I loved Rain and Arai's relationship. I thought it was so healthy. It was beautiful. They just respect each other so much, and Rain was so down bad for her, and I absolutely love that. I love the characters so much. Rain and Araya, they are my babies. Honestly, new favorite characters, new favorite fantasy characters, and definitely one of my all-time favorite fantasy couples. The respect they had for each other. Like, there was never, I felt, a moment where one was trying to hold the other back. And they brought out the best in each other, and they kept encouraging each other to be better. It was beautiful. Okay, so we have finally finished the 24-hour reading challenge. So I read about 30 pages there, not that much, it was only 20 minutes. So I'm so happy that this is finally done. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed and I'll recap in the morning. Okay, so we are finally at the end of this 24-hour reading challenge that took way more than 24 hours. Well, telling you, like, the reading challenge itself was 24 hours, but like the overall time that it took was a little bit more. But obviously this didn't go as planned because I got sick in the middle. So this is kind of like not a failed challenge because I did technically read the entire 24 hours. It's just I will definitely need to redo one, like a proper one, where I can actually achieve my goal I set at the beginning, which is like to read 10 hours a day, because I don't think there was a single day that I read 10 hours. I think I did 9 hours maybe one day. Anywho, moving on. So I have here the books that I read. I only read 3 physical books, then I read 2 and a bit books on Kindle. So that means we got through 5 books and then about 30 pages, which is less than last time, but I checked and I actually read more pages than last time. So I guess just the books I picked out this time were a lot bigger. The books I read come up to about 2,300 pages. So that is a lot. I think last time we were at 1,800, so I definitely did more on that, so I'm very happy about that. But I do think it had to do with the fact that I liked these books a lot more. So my 2 favorites were obviously The Favourites, which was a 5-star read. The Favourites is my favourite, and then The Seven Wings of Night, which was also a 5-star read. So honestly, this reading challenge was great. I got 2 5-star reads out of it, like that's crazy. Obviously I read the second book in this series and then the short novella. I loved this whole series. It gave me exactly what I needed. I realized that I needed like to read a good proper fantasy series, and this was exactly that, so I loved this so much. And then this was just perfect because it was like the perfect January read, I feel, just because it's about ice skating. The other book that I read, so Our Infinite Fates, this was kind of mid. It did take me a while to get through. And then the one that I just started, which was Collided, I read it on my Kindle. Honestly, not the hugest fan so far. I liked Throttled a lot more, and I'm wondering if on my Kindle I have like because I know these were independent published before they got picked up and trad published. So I know the book that I have is the trad published version, and I wonder if on Kindle I have the like independently published version, and that would explain maybe why I feel it's less good. It could also just be less good, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna like pick up the trad version to compare it. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good reading challenge, like despite the special circumstances of my illness. Looking at how many books I read, I felt like I did less. I was kind of disappointed by that, although it did make sense, like I was sick for a lot of it, but actually I read more, so I'm really happy with that. But anywho, I had so much fun doing this video, even though it took a lot longer than planned. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I will probably do another 24-hour reading challenge next month and like not fall sick this time and actually be able to do it. But anywho, this is unfortunately where I leave you. The video has come to an end, so I hope you have a really good week and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.